To speak about the transformative nature of mosaics, we chose 3 aspects of our mosaic journey that we want to share with you. The background for this is our history with mosaic.
In our history, a small incident happened that changed our understanding regarding the materials that we used in our mosaics. We will show a little video to illustrate this.
Welcome to Picassiette Mosaic
with Solange Piffer
and Alexandre Piffer.
Before sharing our experience with Picassiette mosaic, Alexandre will tell a little bit of how everything started.
Okay, let's go. Soon after we got married, Solange started doing mosaic. But she did a kind of a flatter, two-dimensional mosaic with tiles. And we had an antique refrigerator at home. One of these round ones. It was very old. One day Solange decided to organize the house and put a teapot, teacups and some old dishes on the top of the refrigerator. And whenever the refrigerator will turn on and off, it would shake a little bit. One day the refrigerator trembled a lot and the dishes fell off of the refrigerator and shattered. Solange didn't want to throw them away because those dishes were very special to her. So she got the idea. Someday I can use these dishes in mosaic. And this is what she did. One day there was an opportunity for her to do a mosaic and she thought, I know. Now I will make some flowers that I want to put in this mosaic with those broken dishes. It was then that Solange began to discover that she could use that material in mosaic. And that was the beginning of Solange Piffer Picassiette mosaic. After these things had passed, we began to think. A lot of people break dishes. A lot of people have broken dishes at home. And the porcelain factories lose a lot of dishes because many break and many are manufactured with defects. We had a certain difficulty to access other types of materials because of where we lived. It was far away from big cities. We weren't able to get material that is commonly used in mosaic. So we saw the possibility to use these materials, these dishes. So we began to develop ways to cut and to work with mosaic. And what else made us really happy about this was because we were recycling. We were making mosaic with something that could be turning into trash. So this aspect changed our concept of mosaic, as well, of course, as other things too. Now we had to know how to cut these dishes, how to attach them to the mosaic. We had to know about the dangers, the risks, because dishes are also dangerous like glass. It's an important thing to know that it can hurt us. We had to discover all of this. This was a challenge for us. And so we developed some techniques and learned how to work with dishes. After this, we began to create some mosaics. In the beginning, the mosaics used some dishes and also some common materials like ceramic, tiles and others. Finally, we ended up using only dishes in most of our artworks. After dominating the technique enough that we can teach others, many people wanted to learn how to do it with us. So we began to have human contact. And this also changed our life with mosaic. But I will let Solange share this in respect to the second aspect, just a human development within the transformative nature of mosaics.
The second aspect is the human transformation. When we talk about human transformation, it's because at this moment, mosaic quit being just a work of art or an object, but we began to share feelings with people. At this moment, mosaic goes beyond gathering fragments of dishes or ceramics, whole pieces of dishes or broken dishes, but also there are whole lives and there are broken lives. We have as a result broken lives which unite back together when doing mosaic. This brings us to the third aspect, which Alexandre will speak about now.
The third aspect is the people with their first contact with mosaic and the perfect imperfections. Many of the people that came for the first time to create a mosaic with us were a little bit worried that they wouldn't be able to reach their goals. Some were even scared that they wouldn't be able to make anything with mosaic. However, on the contrary, besides the limitations that can be overcome with a little bit of practice or exercise, everyone was successful in completing their work of art. I believe that a big part of this success was related to their own will. I think it was mostly because of this, that they wanted to do it. And then they were able to do it. There are some imperfections in these mosaics, resulting from a lack of experience or practice, which also taught us big lessons. We call them perfect imperfections. In those moments, we spend an almost unnecessary energy to be able to reach our challenge. Most of the time, it doesn't depend just upon us. It depends on pieces and fragments. And after we have fixed them on our artwork, we may want to exchange them for another, or even eliminate them. And when we have continued on and reached the final part of the construction, we observe that it really didn't make a big difference to change or eliminate that fragment. Even in the same mosaic, observing it months later, we don't find that imperfection that we had seen at the beginning. And this became an interesting rule in our life. Our life as living together as a couple, our life as a family in which we sometimes observe something that we think the person at our side should change. However, if they don't change and we continue living with them, we forget that we thought was wrong. Time passes and we begin to see life as a complete work of art. Life as an artwork. Our whole life as bringing pieces together. Or an entire life as a mosaic.